Hello and welcome everybody to an edition of Twins Daily Live. We are here to watch the championship matchup between Team USA and Team Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. We got some of the folks from the Twins Off Daily podcast here. I'm your host, Sweet Lou Hennessy, and I'm here with one of my co-hosts on the pod, Gregory T. Masterson. What's going on, Greg?
Hello. I love baseball. Baseball is always fun, especially when countries are at war. That was a terrible way. That was a really bad choice of words.
Coming in hot.
Especially when countries are doing battle is what I don't know. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game.
It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. Speaking of, Mr. Peter Labuza, please save us from Greg's introduction here. How are you doing, my friend?
I mean, we've been at war with Venezuela for 47 years. No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing swell. Glad to be here.
Yeah, well, we are glad to have you. Everybody, we are watching, like I said, the World Baseball Classic. It is Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day. Right now, Team USA and Venezuela are in the top of the fourth inning. Venezuela has a 1-0 lead on a sac fly from Michael Garcia. We will keep you updated with any comings and goings with the game. We hope that you're watching along with us. If something exciting happens, I figured I'd throw one of these maybe. We'll throw one of those sound effects on to let everybody know that something notable is happening in the game. But for right now, we figured we'd jump on in and just talk some Twins while you are enjoying the game yourself. Guys, it is getting closer to opening day. I've started getting some invites to the Target Field New Foods event that they're having. We're getting Twins Daily is hosting a opening day watch party at Black Stack Brewing. We'll talk about that a little more later too. But it's starting to feel real, guys. What do we think? Greg, any thoughts on the Twins so far as they're closing up shop in spring training?
How much do we care about the fact that they're doing really bad in spring training? Like, I'm going to be honest. I sort of this spring training, I've kind of been making an effort to not get too deep into watching games. I'll follow along with them, but I don't want my brain to start playing tricks on me and start telling me things about this team based on like 30 Orlando Arcia plate appearances or anything. Ooh, he's got like an 800 OPS right now. Like, I don't know, man. It feels like it's been the longest Twins off season that I can remember, and that includes like lockout off seasons that actually were longer than the rest of them. I don't know if that's because the Twins basically started their off season at the beginning of August, but man, I'm so ready for opening day. Come hell or high water. If it's a really bad team, if it's a mediocre team, or anything in between.
Yeah, and you know what? The Twins Off Daily Pod will be there to watch along with you, man. That's true. So you said, the off season feels long. Maybe a little bit because of the trade deadline, the big sell-off there. Also, maybe just the quiet offseason, made it feel a little bit longer, a little bit, I don't know. What do we think? Peter, how are you feeling about it?
I mean, I think this kind of dives into it, but, there, as I think was been covered, right, there are a lot of position battles kind of still open or kind of starting to close up shop, but it's not like any of them are particularly exciting to watch. Like, sure. I guess I'm curious about Alan Rodin versus James Outman because I pulled Rodin in like the 28th round of my fantasy team. So I'd like to see him there rather than Outman. But like as a Twins fan, I don't like how much do I care about either of these guys? Same thing with the bullpen. Like I guess Chafin's looked fine. Like all these bullpen arms have looked fine. No one actually looks that terrible except for Topa, but it seems to be kind of now he's had I think a couple of okay outings, but it's like I don't know, you just can't get excited about like how is it if Connor Prelip was like in the room for the bullpen, that would be interesting, right? But we're not going to see any of the serious prospects on the opening day roster. It seems, I guess, like maybe if Austin Martin, who got a concussion on Monday, is injured. Maybe that opens an interesting route for like Gabriel Gonzalez or someone, a right-handed bat, but more
Expect
likely
Eric
it's going to be.
Waterman.
Yeah, it's going to be Eric Wagaman, right? It's going to be these sort of uninteresting guys there. So I think it's just like as the entire, I think Greg is right. Since August, it's just been a slog. There's nothing that's exciting, but like, I think there is like, okay, at least let's watch some baseball. I think like, the run differential, like, yes, I think that actually is kind of saying, I think the Twins haven't had a winning, grapefruit league since, it's like going on 8 years. I did a story on this last year.
Okay.
But I'd want to check the run differential. There have been a lot of big games, but so have like, the Dodgers lost 29-10. So it's still hard, but like, let's just get to some real games and see what is in the tank for this team.
Sure. Yeah. It's, like you said, some of these races are what people are paying attention to, even though they're kind of low wattage on the roster, so to speak. Even if he didn't end up breaking camp, it would have been nice to see some of the top prospects still remain in camp. Emmanuel Rodriguez, even if he didn't end up breaking camp, giving him a chance to get some more playing time with the starters there, which he got a decent amount. Greg, I know that you had been working on kind of a what would you call it? Like a tally of all the different defensive positions that everybody has played, and Emmanuel Rodriguez ended up with 8-9 games in center field, but I think a lot of those were kind of finishing up games and maybe people were tuning out by then. I don't know, if you have time, maybe we'll throw that up there and it'd be good to dive into. But I don't know. Like I said, even if he didn't end up making the club, it would have been nice to see Erod or some of these other top prospects remain through some of the first cuts here that they've already made.
I mean, we do have to give it up for Mick Gable, who's looked pretty fantastic. Even his last outing where he got finally beat up a little bit. I think I forget if it was 3 runs or something. I think like the heat is there, the pitch mix is there, especially with the way that Zebby Matthews has looked. Like, I don't know if he's going to just be sent to AAA, but you can't start. I think there's maybe theoretically a route and discussion of Zebby Matthews in the bullpen, but it's a discussion for 2027 more than 2026.
Sure. We'll jump into that in just a second here. I wanted to jump into players that we've been feeling pretty good about. You mentioned Mick Abel. He's been pretty encouraging to see. Just a quick little update. Bottom of the 4th, Team USA is up to bat. Bryce Harper is going against Rodriguez is still on the mound for Team Venezuela. So pretty exciting game. 1-0 still. Let's get back to the Twins chat though, guys. Twins were feeling good about in camp. You mentioned Mick Abel. I've been really encouraged by Alan Roden, hitting the ball with authority, it seems like, getting lots of playing time. He hasn't really, flashed too much leather out there in center field, but it's nice to see that he's been able to play there. He's been, he'd be a reasonable backup, I would think, in center field. I don't know. Anybody else catching your eye that you're like, hey, he's been looking pretty good so far? Greg, anybody catching your eye?
I don't know if this is necessarily surprising, but Luke Keeschel has looked great all spring. He's got like a 12 OPS. That's been super encouraging. Like, I don't even know if encouraging is the right word. More like relieving, I suppose. Like, I think the fear is that like Luke Keeschel is going to finally have like a cold stretch for the first time in his major league career, but he's been moving around. He looks healthy. He seems like he can play. They've got him out in the outfield. That's been super encouraging because that means that it is encouraging because they trust his arm enough, like that he's not going to hurt him. Like, that's, I think, a good thing that they're willing to play him in left field at this point. Obviously, it also kind of it kind of gives away the game with Luke Keeschel a little bit that he might be destined for the outfield. But I'm taking Luke Keeschel actually playing in left field. It's been 4 or 5. I haven't updated my my tracker in a couple days, but last time I checked, it was 3 games that he started out in left field.
Yeah. And, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because it's been such a small sample size. He hasn't looked the most comfortable to me in left field, but, that could also just be shaking off some rust. That could just be springtime. Things go crazy. Sometimes there's some bad wind or sun or something. So hopefully he gets a little more acclimated out there. What would that do for the Twins if he was suddenly like a really good option out there in the corner outfield? What do you guys think?
Do we have some music for this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do we have the music? Let's see. There's a question that's on everybody's mind if he ends up. I I don't know, Greg, you got the music here? I can't find it.
Yes, there we go. Oh, it's time for everybody's favorite game. Is Trevor Larnach still a Twin? And as of March 17th, 2026, live stream to all you people, Trevor Larnach is still a Minnesota Twin. Back to you, Lou.
The other day he got scratched. He was like a late scratch from his start. How many people's ears perked up a little bit, do we think? Trevor Larnach, is he still a Twin? They started hearing that Breaking Bad music. Knock off
Jeremy Zoll with a crowbar to his legs just to throw him at the IL.
Yeah, there we go. So I mean, if Luke Keeschel is suddenly like a super viable option, first of all, that's good to know, especially with Austin Martin potentially, depending on how he comes out of this concussion business. He was their, lone right-handed outfielder besides Byron Buxton, right? I mean, Eric Wagaman's out there, I guess, but Kreidler, I guess, but Kreidler isn't gonna. The outlook isn't great for him as a hitter, at least.
Yeah.
But if Keeschel
and Matt Wallner's been hitting pretty well. I think he's had some hard contact. It's only so many play appearances, but he seems to, kind of, back into that Matt Wallner that we saw in 2024 of like, it can be a good, like maybe 850 OPS, which is, exactly what you want from him. I mean, that makes it, be interesting because if you take an outfield that's Keeschel, Buxton, Wallner, Keeschel more of a slap hitter, right? You can kind of pair the three of them kind of as 1, 2, 3 in an interesting way. And I think that actually kind of makes the lineup exciting, at least at the top of the order. And that could be interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that they're going to trot Keeschel out there in center field all that often. But it'd be interesting to see how comfortable he played a decent amount of center in college or in the minor leagues a little bit. He played some center. Am I right there, guys? I don't know.
Yeah, especially I believe the year that he got drafted before the injury occurred. I believe they gave him a lot of run out in center field. And I think that one of the things, like, I know that nobody's really excited about Luke Keeschel's defensive chops at second base or probably in left field. But I think that there's something nice about having somebody like Luke Keeschel on the roster where you've got a bunch of high minors outfielders, you've got a bunch of high minors infielders. It's not quite clear how, like, once you talk about Culpepper fitting him in with Lewis, maybe Merrick Houston in the near future, you've got Walker Jenkins, you've got Emmanuel Rodriguez, like you've got Gabby Gonzalez, you've got Hendry like you've got all of these names. And having somebody like Keeschel, because not all of those names are going to work out, but having somebody like Keeschel on the roster who you're like, okay, he could play second, he could play first, he could play left field, like whichever side like does not have the most, has fewer guys pan out, like you can just slap Luke Keeschel in there and he's going to have a solid enough bat to be like a quality contributing player, whether it's second, whether it's first, whether it's left field. I think that that's a super nice tool to have.
Do we think that Keeschel's going to be, cemented into that like number 2 hole in the lineup for a lot of the time, or is he going to move around, based on matchups? There's something so enticing about, like you said, slap hitter, makes a lot of contact, super speedy. I think Byron Buxton will probably stick around in the leadoff spot for the foreseeable future, but I could see Keeschel kind of cementing himself in that number 2 hole. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, it seems like that's his profile. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm watching because we've got this game. Team Venezuela is running Luis Ariz in third, which is like the most bizarre bat. Like, it's the exact opposite of 50 years of baseball history kind of choice. But they have Eugenio Suarez after him, right? So you get hopefully guy gets on base and you get your power hitter and smashes home. And I think there's been some interesting lineup construction in baseball in recent years. I'm thinking about the Dodgers ended up switching up their lineup the last couple years, where now it's Ohtani, Betts, then Freeman, right? So that would be the similar thing of a Buxton, Keeschel, Wallner if you're running with Wallner or someone else. If Royce Lewis ever hits, which he has not looked particularly great this spring season. The defense.
We'll get to players that maybe aren't super encouraging so far.
Wait, sorry. Now that you point this out, I just pulled it up. Can you guys tell me who has a better OPS this spring, Royce Lewis or Ryan Kreidler?
Uh-oh.
All right, tell us.
It's Ryan Kreidler by .002.
Oh man. Is there a race
at
at third base? He was playing some third today, I believe. I don't know. Is something on the horizon? We'll see. Speaking of disappointments, Mr. Cody Schoenman has joined the show. Cody, I'm just joking. We love you. But he has joined the show. He has an avatar too. He's joining Greg Masterson. Cody, what is going on, my friend? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm driving right now. I don't want to like. I don't know, like that'd be like bad if I got into a car accident and it was like live stream. So in case that happens, I don't want to have me on video, I guess.
Okay.
There's actually no reason behind
content.
it.
Incredible content.
That would be great content.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just got off work, so I'm here now. I'm very disoriented, but I'm here.
I could see us putting a banner at the bottom of the screen that's like, what should Cody say to this officer that is pulling him
live stream my arrest?
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. No, that'd be fun. Cody, we're happy to have you here. We are
Thank
watching
you.
the
Please be safe.
Yeah, please be
I'll
safe.
try.
We are watching the WBC here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put on some music.
That is our sound effect because Wilyer Abreu of the Boston Red Sox and Team Venezuela just gave Team Venezuela a 2-0 lead on a solo shot to dead center above
4-14.
4-14. That was an impressive hit. Team Venezuela is rocking right now. They are leading Team USA 2-0 in the top of the fifth. Okay.
Yeah, I know I said that I'm driving, but I am also watching the WBC right now.
What?
Cody, you're going to get yourself killed. Or sorry,
no, I'm not actually.
We're on YouTube.
Goodness.
I'm not actually watching the WBC. I'm just kidding.
I just got a text from Cody. He's texting while he's driving and watching the WBC. This is unbelievable.
Oh, my gosh.
Cody, how about this? We're talking about guys that we've felt really good about in the Twins spring training so far this year. Is there anybody that has caught your eye that has done really well? We've already said Luke Keeschel. We briefly mentioned Mick Abel. Is there anybody else who has caught your attention in a good way?
Yeah, I'd also say Josh Bell too. Bell's looked incredible at the plate. Primarily hitting left-handed. Twins have mostly faced right-handers, as every team faces mostly righties. But yeah, I'm really excited about Josh Bell. I'm assuming he'll be the like 3-hole staple. I know that you guys were talking about Buxton at 1, Keeschel at 2. I really like the idea of Bell kind of like leveling that out at the 3-hole. I know, Lou, earlier this offseason when you and John were doing those shows with like the bold predictions, I thought I sent you one of my bold predictions that Bell would lead the team in home runs this year. I really could see a year where we see Josh Bell hit like 30+ home runs for the Twins. I'm not sure the last time he did that. I think it was probably with Pittsburgh in like 2019, probably. Yeah. But yeah, it's really nice. I feel like he's a. Oh, go ahead.
I have to throw hold water. If Josh Bell is hitting 30 home runs, it's not for the Twins after August.
No, he's carrying them to a competitive September.
There we go.
Yeah. On the contrary, Peter, he's carrying them to. Gotcha, Libuza.
So producer Lenny just looked it up, and yes, Josh Bell's only 30 home run season was in 2019 with 37.
No, notably the Super Bowl year, Max Kepler hitting 36 himself or whatever. I don't hate it though. I mean, Josh Bell, that'd be great if he's a staple in the middle of the Twins lineup and he's hitting for some pop and there's some guys getting on base ahead of him. I think that bodes really well for the Twins, and I liked the signing. As you guys remember in our Blueprint episode, I threw Josh Bell out there as my kind of alternative idea that they could go for. So I was happy to see them sign him on a pretty modest $7 million deal. Cool.
Yeah. Really quick too, I want to shout out the left-handed hitting outfielders. Alan Roden has looked obviously very good this spring. James Outman has performed well too. Given that Larnach and Austin Martin might begin the season on the IL. It's nice to have those guys as depth. Could see Rodin take a lot of starts in left field specifically. So yeah, I've been very impressed with our favorite lefties in the
And
in the
Emmanuel
Oregon.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, and Emma too, but he's already been assigned to minor league camp, right?
Right.
Yes, but he
Yeah.
did look really good, and he is
Yes.
a left-handed corner outfielder. So we need to mention him, Cody.
And Hendry Mendez.
And Hendry Mendez.
Love
Okay.
Hendry.
Yep,
We love
all right.
Hendry.
No, it's there's a logjam of lefties for sure. But how do you guys think it shakes out with Rodin and Outman? Is there space for both of them to break camp here? Maybe with
Rodin
the
has
Austin
options. It's honestly Rodin has options. So you just roll the dice because he's coming up within a month.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
operating under the assumption that one of Larnick and or Martin will be on the IL to begin the year. So I think Rodin will have a spot on the opening day roster. But if we were operating, under like if Larnick and Martin were healthy, I think Rodin would be the guy in AAA to begin the year in favor of Outman.
So if Austin Martin is out, I don't think that adds room for another left-handed corner out. Like if you've already got Wallner, you've already got Outman, and you've already got Larnick on the roster, it's like, oh, Austin Martin's not around. We can just put Alan Rodin in there, and he can take all of Austin Martin's plate appearances against left-handed pitchers and spot work at second base, maybe. Like,
That'd be fun.
I don't know what point that serves. That's an
but
Eric Wageman.
I mean, Austin Martin isn't really even a infielder anymore at this point either. So you're subbing out an outfielder. I understand the handedness, but I mean, if you're picking his best player, wouldn't you prefer Rodin and the redundancy over someone like Wageman, or would you still go for Wageman?
No, I mean, like, even if Buxton gets a day off, you've still got one of Outman or Rodin on the bench against righties, unless one of them is slotting in at DH, and then you've got Josh Bell at first base, then you've got Cody Clemens on the bench instead. I don't understand the futility. Oh no, that's a Freudian slip. I don't understand the utility of it.
I guess I was operating like under, say, if like Larnick is the one on the IL, then Rodin makes sense.
Different, totally different.
Yeah, totally different. Yeah. Also, Wageman's been kind of dookie this spring too, so I don't even know if he's someone you want to have.
Fine, Gabby Gonzalez. Get Gabby Gonzalez in here.
I would love it. I think that he had among the most impressive seasons of anybody in the organization last year. We talk a lot about some of how impressive Culpepper was, of course, in his 54 games at AA or whatever. But Gonzalez had a better clip and a better offensive clip in AA and then for 50, 60 games at AAA as well. So, I mean, he might be closer than everybody's thinking.
From the Twins sense, it's from a financial sense, I don't know, give the fans something interesting, right? Before opening day. No one is coming out because Austin Martin looked really good for parts of last season, right? If we were just hey, we've called up and remember how we traded away Jorge Polanco, your favorite player, whether you think Jorge Polanco is good or not, let's, leave it though. After, the Mariners postseason run, I've never said anything bad about Jorge Polanco. He's always been the greatest person ever. But give the fans something there, right? I think always, especially with, after the last CBA, they instituted the sort of player promotion incentive that if you bring up rookies on opening day and they win Rookie of the Year, you can get an extra draft pick. And the Twins haven't brought anyone up on any of their seasons. And it's why not run one of these guys? I mean, that's my argument for running Erod, but you can do that with Rodin or something because I think he still has rookie eligibility. But why not then Gabriel Gonzalez? If he sucks, you send him down in a month and nobody remembers.
Yeah, and also if you're looking at it from the 40-man roster game, that we're always playing during the spring. I mean, Gonzalez and Wageman both have 3 minor league options available. Obviously, Gabby hasn't made his major league debut yet, but you don't really have to worry about that. You could just option Wageman and then have Gonzalez on the 26th man, and then see if Gonzalez struggles, then you can call up Wageman, or you can, maybe Martin will be healthy by then. So there's really not much pressure, I guess, on the construction side for that type of transaction.
Speaking of the 40-man roster crunch, I'm operating under the assumption that both Liam Hendricks and Andrew Chafin are going to make this club. They're both minor league signings, I believe, right, with spring invites. So they would need to make some room on the 40-man roster. Who gets the X if that happens? One of those, Pablo Lopez, can go on the 60-day, right? I don't think he's made.
He already is on the 60-day.
Is he already? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. How else are they going to make room for these two guys, do we think? Who? I mean, James Outman, if he doesn't win a spot, is an easy chop there.
Zach Kent.
Zach Kent, okay, yeah. He could have been an option in the bullpen, but he would be an option too.
What's up with Alex Jackson? What are we still doing with that?
That was what I was going to say as well. I think that they can sneak him through waivers if he accepts assignment. I don't know if he has the ability to reject an assignment at this point in his career, because I think that he's been outrighted several times. But Alex Jackson is like the free space on a bingo card right now.
Okay, so they have a couple moves they could make to shake that all out. Is there anybody else I forget?
Tristan Gray, you could DFA Tristan Gray pretty easily. Also, I was viewing Travis Adams as a DFA candidate. I wonder what his elbow is looking like. I wonder if he can maybe be a 60-day IL. I obviously don't want to speculate injury with him.
Right.
But Adams is along those lines too. I also, you mentioned Chafin and Hendricks. I want to throw out Dan Altavilla too. I think he's kind of like a shoo-in for the bullpen right now.
Whoa, Cody, we've got to have a conversation about Dan Altavilla.
Dan Altavilla.
Italian. He is Italian. His name is pronounced Altavilla.
Dan Altavista.
Altavista. I call him Altavista.
No. We're going to pronounce Dan's name like a good Italian. He is not Hispanic. It's not Villa. It's Villa.
Is that real? Is that true?
He's pitching for Team Italy. He's Italian.
Altavilla.
Altavilla. He's a New Jersey man with Italian history. If you go to his baseball reference page and go to the pronunciation, it spells out Altavilla.
Okay, good to know.
He's not Hispanic, so it's not Altavilla.
Good to know. All right, Altavilla.
What is this?
There we go.
What are we doing? That's the rule now. That's the goal.
We got a pitching change in this WBC game. Erod is done.
Is he? Okay, they're taking Erod. Wow, he had a good start. What is this, in the bottom of the fifth here?
Bottom of the fifth, he got the first out. Roman Anthony grounded out, and I guess who's coming up that they're switching to the bullpen? Will Smith, so maybe they want to get the lefty-righty matchup there.
Sure.
And I guess that would force Cal Raleigh into the game if they want.
Their bullpen has been quite good in this WBC, at least in the last few games here, and they're really good last night. I'm not sure if some of those guys would be unavailable tonight. I don't know if the rules are there, but
really
worried. Coming in, it looks like.
Back on the Altavilla front, Peter Lou, what do you think? What do you think about him? Do you think he's a bullpen guy?
I do. I like what he's brought so far in his brief time before going to the WBC, and then some of his outings have been pretty good too. He's pumping mid-90s pretty consistently. I think that he has a good chance to make one of those last spots there. Who's the competition that he's going between with that last spot, I guess?
Zach Kent.
Another,
Kent and I don't know. I mean, Fundy. I mean, if you add Altavilla, you have to have 5 righties and 3 lefties. Altavilla. My gosh. Okay, sorry. If you add Dan, you need to have 5 righties and 3 lefties. So then you're deciding between Bonda, Fundy, and then Rogers is going to make it. Chafin. Yep. So that's kind of a mess then too. But
do we think they go with 4 lefties?
Are we sure Chafin's going to make it? I feel like I'm way more skeptical than the average Twins fan about that at this point.
Yeah, I'm low on Chafin too, but
I think he's going to make it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I think mid-90. I think he's a warm body. I think that's the thing. He's a righty who throws mid-90s still. I think they'll like the veteran presence. And yes,
Chafin's been pumping
Taylor Rogers and
Chafin's been throwing like 87 miles per hour this spring. He's been really dipped on his velo. Was he ever mid 90s guy, or am I?
Then I'm thinking of Hendricks.
Hendricks has been mid
Hendricks.
90s.
Is
Yep.
Hendricks right? Okay,
gotta
they're
get
both
movies.
the same in my head, honestly.
You got to
at
get
this point.
movies out of your head, Peter. Mid 90s is a Jonah Hill film. You got to get films out of your head, Peter. Come on.
Jesus.
Oh man. No, that's I think Chafin's gonna make it. I think if they're thinking about having to possibly slash one of these guys, I think they're gonna stick with the pitcher and a veteran pitcher. So I don't know. Anything can happen in this last week or two here, but I don't think they're really concerned with his velocity. I don't think that was ever really like a calling card for him, and I don't think that they're scared off by him hitting 89 or whatever it is.
Well, they certainly don't seem to be too scared about Bailey Ober hitting 89.
Everybody else is, though. Everybody else. Yes, that has been a big development here. This was his third spring outing, I believe, and he did not top 90 miles per hour today. I think he topped out at 89.9 or something like that. Barely got any swings and misses. Was able to get through four innings pitched, but
4
clean, 0 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Here's the question with Bailey Ober. What are you gonna do? Like one, you can't start converting him to the bullpen right now. 2, would he look good as a bullpen arm ever? I mean, yes, you can try it eventually, but I'm just not even convinced he's a good bullpen arm. You're down 2 pitchers. You're not throwing Andrew Morris into the rotation, and you can't and he had a clean, healthy offseason, right? I think they're just out of options with him, and it's just like you can go out there and prove it, and then we'll find a way to throw you on the IL at some point, and then it's probably a DFA candidate next year, if anything.
I'm curious.
It's rough. I love Bailey. I'd love to see him succeed. I just don't see a pathway here.
Say he starts the season, they're just like, whatever, we're not encouraged by the velocity, but we're going to have you in the rotation. We'll try it out. How long is the leash before they're like, all right, we need to figure something out with you. We need to put you on the IL. Something's up with is the hip issue back, whatever it is. Mechanics are out of whack. What is the leash for Bailey Ober if he's more of the same as what he was for most of last season, I guess is my question.
Is it? I mean, part of it, I think, depends on what they have. Like, obviously, if there's another injury, like Peter said, it's not Andrew Morris time. Like, that's probably not fair to Morris. That's not fair. Whatever. So I think that they've got to see what they've got with him and with whoever the next man up is. Obviously, if they still have 6 arms, we're watching Zebby Matthews' velocity very closely right now too. So yeah, I think if they do have a Zebby or Mick Abel who are ready at AAA, I feel like they're going to let him pitch until he's giving up a bunch of runs. Like, if it's smoke and mirrors time, I think that they're just going to keep letting him pitch at this point, sort of like they did last year, where even if he's not getting the velo, even if he's not getting the whiffs, if he's still, being fine and not giving up 3 backbreaking homers in the first 4 innings it was for 2 months straight with him last year, I think they just let him pitch it out. But I think that probably if he's getting his brains beat in, I don't think that he's going to be around in May if that's the case.
And I think the bullpen question, right? Is he, he gave up 7 runs, but he made it through 5 innings. I think that's actually a very different story than he gave up 7 runs and we had to go to the bullpen in the second, right? I think that's going to force it more than anything else. It's not that we care about anyone in this bullpen, right? There's no one here that's going to be more than a year, so you can, but if say Travis Adams, Cole Sands, but yes. But if say Travis Adams is there to throw 3 innings or whatever, and he's just even though he's injured, how exhausted are these St. Paul Saints up and down guys going to be by having to recruit? Bailey Ober starts every 5 days. I think that's going to be a huge question. Maybe this forces a 6-man rotation, if anything. But I'm not sure. It's rough, but I think if he can manage through 5 innings, no matter the score, that keeps him there longer than anything else.
Yeah,
this conversation. We think that poor Eric Orsi is going to get the Jorge Alcala treatment, where he's not a bulk guy, like he's not supposed to be throwing multiple innings, but they're just going to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey, buddy, you got 65 in you.
It's your turn, man."
You get sent down to St.
I think
Paul.
Orsi's starting the season in AAA.
Just abuse him.
Cody, I agree with you there. I have not been super encouraged by Orsi so far this spring, and he does have options, right? I mean, he
has one remaining.
Okay, yeah. Well,
functionally, like what separates Eric Orsi from Zach Kent? Like realistically, like who's to say Orsi isn't one of the early 40-man like guys out the 40-man?
Yeah, or it's,
hey man, they gave up.
He might just be in that group.
That guy or something.
He might just be in that group in the taxi squad. That's like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna cash you in for 45 pitches this one game, and then we're gonna send you back to AAA. And come on up, Zach Kent. Come on up, whoever. Yeah, could be an option. I don't know. Anybody catch your eye for bad reasons besides Eric Orsi? How about on the offensive side of things? I know we mentioned Royce Lewis a little bit. We're kind of hoping that he can maybe pick things up a little bit. What does it mean if he can't early on in the season here?
Well, luckily we have Gio Urshela, who has been really good this spring, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing some Gio Urshela.
Yes.
I think Royce
has been great.
Royce survives the season no matter what. I think he starts as long as he's healthy. I just don't think I think a big question, right? I mean, this is actually just a bigger question here is like, we have not seen Jeremy. We don't know Jeremy Zoll. We don't know his philosophy about this team, right? He, yes, he was Falvey's sort of chosen man. We don't know if Tom Pollard wants to stick with Jeremy Zoll, though. Like it's I think a little more seems like he doesn't, Tom Pollard doesn't want to touch baseball, but like the first thing that he could do is be like, I want a clean house. I want to bring in someone from, the Red Sox system and the way that the Nationals did, or from the Rays system or what have you. So I think, but like in terms of this team, like, I don't know what Jeremy Zoll thinks of Royce Lewis. I don't know what he thinks of some of these players. And I think like, I wouldn't be surprised if like, it was too late to clean house in December, January, or I guess when did Falvey leave? In January? But like, it's certainly not going to be clean. Like, I think that no matter what, we're seeing a cleaning of house in September of a lot of roster guys. So it's a lot of lose it or prove it for the 27 squad.
Could be. Yeah, could be. I don't know. I was encouraged by Royce early on in spring, just with his quieted down swing. And who knows? It's still a small sample size, and there's just been some things with the approach still that he's striking out 3-4 pitches, and the game's getting ahead of him a little bit. Have been impressed with him defensively. I think he's looked really good. Continued to look really, really good at third, which is encouraging.
I also do want to say on the pro side, I know that Dan Hayes had a piece in The Athletic today about Brooks Lee and his regiment, and today he turned a really nice double play. I think he's looking a little better defensively, which may not consider staying at shortstop once one of these prospects comes up and can play the position. But like, I think is sort of kind of proving himself. The bat is still obviously behind, and I don't know what the future, but if he's a good enough shortstop, then the bat matters less. But
sure.
So we'll see.
I mean, at this point, after seeing Brooks Lee in camp this year, I was sort of low on him at the end of last year, and this might just be spring training playing tricks on all of us. But I'm like, no, let's see it. Like, I'm willing to hear him out. Like, I don't think that he's the long-term shortstop or anything, but I'm not ready to throw it in on him. I think that he can be a decent enough hitter. I think that he can play a decent enough short to hold the spot for now, whether that's Culpepper, whether that's Houston, who eventually takes it from him. I'm willing to see if he could be like a starter at third or second base, or right. Maybe he's a very good utility infielder. I'm not over Brooks Lee. I'm willing to hear him out after kind of seeing what's going on this spring. And he's been hitting fine.
Absolutely. And say halfway through this season or whenever it is, and maybe Culpepper comes up or they have some sort of reinforcement that can cover shortstop. He becomes the right-handed second baseman and moves Keyshaw to left field a little bit, depending on where the outfielders are at. I really liked what I saw from Brooks Lee at third and second before he became that kind of main shortstop. I thought he looked really good at both of those positions defensively. I imagine that he could still be really successful there. So time will tell. That is for sure. But if hopefully both he and Rice improve this year, that would be probably the biggest developments for this team. Honestly, those are kind of the biggest question marks in my book.
And honestly, this team needs Byron Buxton isn't sticking around forever, no matter what. And this team is going to need veterans. And I think this is also a good year for those two guys who've been, quote unquote, some of the younger, to step up and be like, hey, I'm one of the people you come talk to. I'm one of the people. I think it's, I know you guys play the same game that I've sort of played and written a column about, of Royce's sort of interesting, weird comments to the media that is not exactly great media training. But I think there's a question of there's
a darn for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been
Carlos. We forget Carlos Correa is gone, and Carlos Correa was this clubhouse leader, and Byron Buxton's a leader, but a lead by not talking to guys. He leads by the way he practices, by what it doesn't. And there's a serious leadership vacuum that young guys need to learn and see about. And yes, that's not wins. That's clubhouse chemistry. You're not going to rate it in war or whatever, but it is important, and it's important for the vibes.
Speaking of Byron Buxton, he is just a quick update in the World Baseball Classic. He just got pinch hit for Pete Crow Armstrong coming into the game here. So Byron Buxton has, I believe, gone hitless in the World Baseball Classic this year. But before the show, I was talking with Peter, and I was like, I will take 0 for 10 in the WBC for Buxton if he comes out healthy. I'm if that's the trade, I will take that gladly. But that is the end for Byron Buxton in the WBC. It looks like it is the bottom of the 6th, 1 out now, and Venezuela still leading 2-0. Back to you guys.
Good for him. I appreciate that he got that opportunity. I'm sure that was a cool opportunity for him. Got to wear USA across his chest. Good for him. I do want to point out that when we're talking about the leadership vacuum, I'm blanking on who the fourth person was, but after the trade deadline, Derek Falvey was quoted saying the remaining leaders of the team are Pablo Lopez, Ryan Jeffers. I'm blanking on who the third person was, but the fourth name that he said was Cody Clemens.
Yeah, wow.
That's right. Yes.
How much of a vacuum there is.
Wow, goodness gracious. I thought you were going to say Erasmo Ramirez or something. The eraser.
Oh, man. No.
It's still unsigned, by the way. I follow his very entertaining wife on Instagram. And he pitched a great game for Nicaragua during this WBC, right? 5 innings, I forget against which team. He looked very solid, mid-90s fastball. Why not bring Erasmo back?
Screw it. Bring him back to St. Paul, baby. Let's do it. The Saints, he's the perfect St. Paul Saint, the kind of fun, vibesy kind of guy. And team goes south, he comes back up for August and September. Come on up, Erasmo Ramirez. All right, guys. Let's see. We're in the bottom 6 here. Any other talking points we want to go to with the Twins? Otherwise, I have a round of 20 questions that we could play to guess that random twin. What do we think? Any other talking points that we want to get to before we get to that?
Yeah, so this is obviously something that we've talked about a few times, but I put up a piece today kind of breaking down the 3-way competition for the backup shortstop position between Orlando Arcia, Ryan Kreidler, and Tristan Gray. I got a lot of just dejected comments this is
all kidding. On Twins Daily?
A few just call up Kalen Culpepper already. Get it over with. So who we feeling? Who we feeling is going to be that get that coveted spot? Number 4 in your scorebook, which is Tristan Gray. Number 5, which is Ryan Kreidler. or number 11.
Greg, I could not
It was,
care less. I could not care less
Man,
about
I
this.
do. You
Real
know what,
quick.
Peter? You know what's terrible for business is people in Twins Daily walking out in front of the people and saying, "I could care less about any of this stuff."
I
We gotta
care.
at least pretend to care.
I care about Ryan Kreidler.
Listen, I'm going to be writing some stuff for our new sister site, Grand Central Mets.
There we go. All right.
Let's go. No free ads.
No free ads. No free ads. Before we get to the answer to that, I love when people are like, "I'm sick of watching this. Just call up the top prospect already." You know what I mean? Like that's just the go-to of like, "I'm sick of watching this. I just want the top prospect. Just get it over with. Even if they're bad, I won't care because I don't like the team."
I know that they're all going to be bad, but at least I can be happy watching bad baseball for some guy who I think 2 years from now might be okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, but to the real point of your question, we've been seeing a lot of Orlando Arcia, been seeing a lot of Ryan Kreidler, but just we've been seeing him everywhere, right? Like he probably gets the edge in terms of just like overall utility. Upside depends how you feel about his defense, but upside offensively, I guess you could say Arcia, but like even that, it's been a couple years since he's really been anything standouts. Urshela, I'm afraid Urshela is cooked. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I feel like it's I don't think it's Gray. I think it'll be either
great, yeah,
Arcia or Kreidler. I honestly I'm just a sicko. I want to see Ryan Kreidler. I am a sucker for good defense, and so it's just something that I want to see. I want to see him get a shot and maybe like hit his body weight and maybe be a major leaguer. Like those are the stories that on a team that might not be very good, you can enjoy. A 30-year-old man who's trying to get his 200th plate appearance in the majors. Maybe he can cut it for a year.
That's
Greg, I'm super sidetracked right now, but can you go on my Blue Sky account and read my post on Ryan Kreidler?
Sure.
Or Peter.
This will be some great radio. As I'm bringing this up, I want to bring up a second related thing that I've noticed while I was putting together the Greg Media Guide last night. And did you know that like the lowest numbers on the Twins, which I know that some people don't really care about numbers, but like low numbers are important. Like you give those to important players. And we've pointed out that Tristan Gray got number 4 and Ryan Kreidler got number 5. Let me read off to you the numbers starting with the lowest. Nobody's wearing 1. Cody Clemens is wearing 2. Number 3 is retired. Tristan Gray is number 4. Ryan Kreidler is number 5. Number 6 is retired. Number 7 is retired. Number 8 is the manager, Derek Shelton. Yep. Number 9 is Trevor Larnach. Number 10 is retired. Orlando Arcia is 11. Gio Urshela is 12. Eric Wagaman is 13. And 14 is retired. Is there a world where 0 of those guys, like including possibly Shelton, depending on how trigger happy Tom Pohlad is there a world where 0 of those prime numbers are still on the roster at the end of the year?
There's a non-zero chance. There's absolutely a non-zero chance. Real quick, Greg, with your Kreidler point, before you get to Cody's request there, you said, it'd be nice if he could hit his body weight, which sounds like a modest request, but that would require him being like doubling his batting average. He has been unbelievably bad at the plate. And like, where is the line? I know that he's really good defensively, but like, where is the line for too low? Because so far that line is like way south of the Mendoza line.
So
to the
Cody tweeted
Cody's point. Yeah.
Oh, no.
You've got it. Great. You take it.
Yeah. So Cody said Ryan Kreidler has the lowest WRC plus of all hitters with at least 200 plate appearances since 2020. He's probably the worst hitter in baseball. That said, I think he's earned a spot on Minnesota's roster. Crazy thing to say considering how bad the Twins offense was in 2025, but here we are.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. That's tough. 11. His WRC plus is 11.
11. That's not great, Bob. That is not great.
Not looking good.
Okay, but like, the thing too is like he would be ultimate bench guy, right? Like he is maybe starting 1 game a week, possibly like if somebody he's taking Brooks Lee's place if Brooks Lee gets hurt mid-game. But if there's like an extended absence, they call somebody else up. You got to think in the outfield. I don't know about shortstop, I guess, but I don't know. I don't trust him as much as Greg does, as good as the defense has been and as versatile as he's been.
You're just a hater.
There's nothing against having a defensive guy, right? A late inning replacement guy for Royce or whatever. Although Royce's defenses look good. So what are we doing? I don't know. You know, who knows? Maybe he can play first. Can he play first?
What are we doing?
I don't think he ever has. He started a game everywhere this spring except like first and catcher. So, but I don't think that he's ever played first. But Tristan Gray can. So if that's what you want, we'll go with whatever's behind door number 3.
I wouldn't doubt it if Kredler makes it and is just like I said, he's the 4th guy on the bench who is ultimate backup at shortstop, center fielder, just like everywhere. And maybe, I don't know, I guess I haven't looked up how speedy he is. Is he speedy?
He doesn't run that well. He's like a league average runner.
Okay, all right. But I mean, that would be an improvement over some guys.
Is this the next Willie Castro?
Yeah, there we go.
When are we getting that article, Cody? Oh, Cody just dropped.
There he goes.
All
right,
we lost Cody.
And he's gone.
Do we have a Sire of Fort Myers competitor this year? Is anyone?
We got to check in with Tom. Tom Froming usually keeps track of this stuff. I don't know who would be our contenders for Sire of Fort Myers. Probably Mick Abel would be for me. I think that he's.
What are the rules for Sire of Fort Myers?
Too good. I would say it can't be someone who's supposed to be good.
Oh, okay. It's supposed to be like non-roster guys and fringe guys.
I think it's got to be a non-roster AAA guy who's impressed.
All right.
Which that makes it tougher.
Why Rosario?
Maybe Kyler Fedko.
Is probably a good one.
Kyler Fedko. Well, Kyler Fedko hasn't really been hitting too much, but he's been coming into a lot of these games.
That's true.
Playing some first base. Interesting. Let's see. We got Mr. Cody back here. Sire of Fort Myers, Cody. We are. That's what we're talking about.
It's pretty convincingly Mick Abel, right?
Well, I said Mick Abel, but Peter was saying that like we got somebody fringy or somebody who's not supposed to be super good. I don't know. We should talk to Tom about what the actual qualifications are. Again,
I think that if it's a hitter, it's got to be Kalai Rosario. He hasn't gotten a lot of like plate action, but he has played almost every game, and he has like 20 plate appearances or something like that, and he's got 1,000 OPS. So
we also go with Alan Roden too.
I don't think that
counts. Roden actually is a good choice because nobody.
I don't know. We got to get.
Yeah, but he also seemed like a pretty easy DFA candidate at some point. Like after, I mean, yeah. You got to understand the rules of the game.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to look at the numbers, but maybe Liam Hendricks, just because he was a minor league non-roster invitee. Now I think he's pumping mid-90s. I think he's going to be a lock for the bullpen probably in the 8th or 9th inning.
So I do an award every year. It was one of my golden grapefruits, and it's the Honey Grab My Program Award. So this goes to the guy who has the most appearances, like the most games played, or at bats for a guy who is not on the 40-man roster and has never been in the major leagues. So it's, that guy who shows up in the 6th inning and it's like, oh, hey, grab the program. I have no idea who 89 is.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Tanner Schobel?
It is not Tanner Schobel. He's pretty high up there, actually.
Okay.
Let me check real quick. But the answer is actually leading the entire system in games played is Kyler Fedko. And then he's also got among. Did we lose me?
No, we got you.
Okay. So yeah, it's Kyler Fedko. In terms of games played, he has 17. Schobel has 16. He has come in nearly every day to play second base for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. But yeah, so I think Kyler Fedko is going to be my name for the random guy who showed up almost every single day.
All right, I like it. I
Shout
like
out
it.
him.
Dan Altavilla.
Hey, there we go. Dan
He's my
Altavilla,
sire. He's my sire of Italy.
sire of Italy, sire of Italia. Okay. All right, cool beans. Any other talking points we want to get to before we get to a quick little round of 20 questions here?
Yeah, can I gripe really quick?
Let's do it. It is time for Greg's Gripes, everybody's favorite segment. Greg's always got something grinding his gears. This is his chance to get it off his chest. Greg, what are you griping about?
So I have, I guess, a multifaceted complaint about USA baseball and people's reaction to USA baseball.
I knew this was
People have been too hard on USA baseball. First of all, I'm sick of people saying that they don't care enough. And that they aren't having fun. Let me tell you what, if they aren't having fun and they don't care enough, those are mutually exclusive. They're either, people are mad because they're not having fun and Cal Raleigh isn't like hugging people at home plate, and then they're like, oh, why doesn't the USA care? I don't know. That seems like Cal Raleigh cares a little bit about winning the game. I don't know. I'm sick of everybody saying like, oh, USA baseball has to do more hooting and hollering and whatnot. I think the USA baseball should play USA baseball, and this is how we do it in the States, and that's okay. Like, everybody's got their own kind of brand of baseball. And then also, that's basically it. I'm sick
Greg,
and tired
this is
of
your
people picking on the US.
This is your worst gripe. Period. Like, this is
why
like
Peter?
as the Spanish broadcaster said last night, that the only team that's been boring in this WBC is the USA, because all they do is pro-military, invite like domestic abuse people to talk to their players and pump them up because they lied about killing people.
Artist.
What the are we talking about? This is
you're right, Peter.
And to probably put it out there, honestly, a lot of this has to do with the fact that, like, this is, except for Byron Buxton and I guess technically Aaron Judge, right? This is an almost exclusively white team. We don't have Mookie Betts. We don't have Michael Harris II. We don't have the sort of rich history of African-American players who would probably, bring a little more culture there, besides like being extremely pro-military. And, we all had fun watching Italy. We've been having fun with DR, Venezuela, the Koreans. I love my Czech Republic guy. Like, it's and it's a team that obviously is flopped for a reason, because, that the vibes are just rancid.
Yeah, you tell him, Peter.
Two things, really quick. Okay, so I think this new overarching tone of like you should accept the U.S. being boring, because this is just U.S. baseball. That just reads Western chauvinist, and I don't like that hardcore. Also, second, if the U.S. wins tonight, does Israel also get gold? Is that how that works?
Oh, there we go.
Jesus.
All right. Cody's getting pulled over. Pulled over here.
Listen, so I don't mean it like, I don't understand why like the US's brand of baseball is like being held to this kind of other standard. Like I feel like cultural norms are cultural norms. Like I don't think that there is like, do you want them to play differently than they always do? Like,
okay, but Greg, when you
it's
say
the off-field stuff
norm, the implication is that it's better than the other ones. I feel like there's like this like undertone of like superiority in the fact that the U.S. plays this way and the other countries don't. That's just kind of like the tone that I've gotten throughout it.
How is that different than like people saying that the way that the Dominican Republic plays is better?
No, but it's like I will not shake your hand because I am better than you. It's kind of how I've perceived it.
I don't know that that's necessarily a fair way to view that.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I think if I can put it like, listen, like why are we even playing this sport? We play this sport because like we're all dying, the world's collapsing, and hopefully we can enjoy something like before it all goes. To steal the Sam Miller quote, But like the WBC is supposed to be extremely fun, right? We get this sort of separation of players on these different teams that they're not supposed to usually be. It's this thing that we get in March as opposed to in the middle of the season that like makes an exciting start of the season. And you've got all these teams that are like running bits out. And yes, you can have too many bits, but are celebrating. You get these different audiences showing up. And then you get this USA team that's just like, and I mean, you can even see it in like, you know, the audiences that showed up in Houston and like, you know, founding fathers costumes or whatever, right? Like, I'm not saying that like Byron Buxton needs to be dressed up as a founding father. That's probably going to get very dicey very fast. But like, you know, lean into having some fun in the way that the audiences are having fun. Like it's ultimately, who cares who wins the WBC? You know, I'm rooting for Venezuela for various different reasons. Most of those geopolitical, but also my boy Pablo Lopez, who should have been on the mound tonight, though. Shout out Erod. But like, yeah, let's have fun because it doesn't matter who wins the WBC, right? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know that you can say that if so many players are saying like the WBC means more to me than the World Series. Like, we obviously do care who wins the WBC, and they do too. Obviously, I think that's going probably a little bit too far. And but
sure, I just like no one is making money or losing money on this tournament. I actually, there are payouts and everything, but like no one is like making a career out of this in the way that we don't consider the playoffs for whether you're going to pay a player out or something. So I, you know, it's a mess. I just think like they could celebrate, like they could just have a little flair. Right. And I think like maybe it speaks to who Aaron Judge and DeRosa brought in these years. I mean, I will say, who's been the most fun to watch? Bobby Witt Jr., because Bobby Witt Jr. is a fun young guy. He makes great like defensive plays, and he looks like he's having a hell of a time out there. And I think that's like the vibe that I would like to see more of.
I definitely think that the U.S. probably brought in too many kind of old as hell players. I think that there were a lot of legacy invites that didn't set them up to have like an exciting team, like obviously a very good team, but not an exciting team. And I do think that there is like room to grapple with whether this is supposed to be entertainment or they're supposed to be winning, and trying to figure out like what is the fun of a tournament like this, and what's the point? Absolutely. The other thing I want to bring up, sort of like in the narrative, I suppose, is that I think that the US is always going to be sort of disadvantaged in terms of like how much they care about this tournament and how locked in like the populace is for this tournament, because MLB is in the US. Like, I think that you would see like there's not something nearly as special for somebody who grew up in the U.S., is playing on teams of mostly U.S. citizens, went to college in the U.S., played on a team in the U.S., and now they're turning around and they're throwing the USA on their chest and everything. But like it's totally different than if you were like, especially like if you were 16 years old, you signed a deal and you moved to the US while you were a teenager, and you have like some friends from back home around the league, but like you don't see them regularly. Like it's not like you're playing alongside them. Like I think that if the top baseball league in the world was like the NPB, and all of the best US players were going over to Japan, I think that the US would go so crazy in the World Baseball Classic or the Olympics or whatever. But like just by, I guess, the nature of being where baseball happens, we're sort of, disadvantage isn't probably the right word because that carries different connotations, but like you're fighting a little bit of an uphill battle getting people to really lock in and care about it.
I think that's right. I mean, I think for me, like if I take away a moment from this WBC, it's not going to be like the Weiler Abreu home run against Japan. It's going to be that 16-year-old high school kid from Georgia with Brazilian descent forcing Aaron Judge into a double play, right? Like that's just an insane moment. Like that's something that kid doesn't forget. I'm just like, remember when Aaron Judge, the best hitter of his generation, faced a 16-year-old and broke his bat into a double play with the bases loaded. Like that's just an incredible moment that like gets locked in your brain. And that's why I like the WBC.
Or the guy
The
from the
electrical-
Czech Republic who struck
Yeah.
out Shohei Ohtani in his
Exactly.
last ever professional thing.
Who's a celebrity in Japan. I didn't realize this, but like the Japanese people are apparently, they love him because he is the electrical engineer who struck out Shohei Ohtani. That's part of the reason that he got such a great send-off is
Really?
because like they were in, because they were in the Tokyo Dome, and
Yeah.
so like everybody remembered him as that guy, the electrical engineer who struck out Shohei Ohtani. So they were so excited to watch him play again. It was amazing.
That's wild. That's wild.
Anyway,
Well, Greg,
I appreciate you guys letting me talk through. I've been like staying out of the discourse mostly because it's, especially on Twitter, it's just like, how do I try and like work through this thought in 280 characters. I appreciate you guys humoring me as I've been trying to square like my conflicting thoughts about I guess the discourse on the USA this year.
speaking of discourse, Greg, what do you have to say about the ballet and opera communities?
Listen, man, listen. Timothy Chalamet was right, man. Like you don't want to have your industry in that, like, you want to avoid being that. By the way, I watched Begonia today. Nobody asked me.
Starring Logan Webb, the Giants pitcher, right?
No, Greg himself is in it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, stop that! Stop that! I do not look anything like Emma Stone.
All right, Greg, you saw Begonia. What do you think, real quick?
I think that they gave away the twist in the label, that they labeled it a science fiction movie. When I downloaded it on Amazon, it said genre comedy science fiction. So I think I was already not super predisposed to be impressed by the twist. I would have preferred it not take the last 10 minutes. Though, yeah, that kind of gave it away. And also the blam blam, I guess, was very telegraphed. Could see that from a mile away.
Okay.
I had notes and I accidentally deleted them right before I got on today.
Okay. All right.
Also, I had my life threatened last week, so my brain's been kind of scrambled.
Yeah.
Greg, I have this thing
Yes.
in my car called ethylene glycol. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go get it. You're gonna go to your mom, okay, and you're gonna save her
Hey,
life.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
I don't like
All
this
right.
either. We're moving on. All right, guys. On-air production meeting. It is the bottom of the 7th. U.S. is still down 2-0. Where's our gas level at? Are we going to be able to finish this game, or do you guys want to do a little 20 questions and then we'll maybe call it after that? What do you guys think?
We got
The
a
U.S.
decent
is
amount
the
of game
bottom.
left.
There's a lot.
What's that?
Let's.
I guess my question is, how are we feeling? Are we going to finish out this WBC game, or are we going to wrap this up a little early?
I'm good to keep yammering, but if you guys are out, I'm good with that
I
too.
may have to bow out a little here.
All right, how about this? Let's play this 20 questions game. We'll see how we're feeling, and then we might dip out before the end of the actual WBC. Sound good? All right, guys. So I have a random twin pulled up. I have his baseball reference pulled up, and we're going to go one by one. You guys get 20 questions to try to guess who my random twin is. So let me just pull it back up here. Let's start with you, Peter. This player, you give me your first question here.
These are yes or no questions, correct?
Yes or no questions. Yep.
Okay. Did he start his career after the year 2000?
Started his year after the year. Yep. Started career after the year 2000. Yes.
Okay.
Then let's go to Greg.
Is he still active?
He is no longer active.
All right.
Cody.
Did he play for Paul Molitor?
He did not play for Paul Molitor. No. Back to you, Peter.
Is he a pitcher?
He is not a pitcher.
Okay.
All right. Is he an infielder, which excludes catcher?
He, I believe, was just an outfielder.
Okay.
Did he play for Gardenhire?
Yes, he played for Ron Gardenhire.
Okay, interesting. Now we're in a tough spot. Did he hit? Was he known for hitting home runs?
Known for it? I would say no.
Yeah, I feel like every outfielder that Ron Gardenhire had was not.
Slap hitter. Yeah, that was a waste of a
Was
question.
he-
My bad.
Was he left-handed? Did he hit left-handed?
He did not hit left-handed. He's a righty.
Okay.
You're at 8 questions.
Did he eventually play for the Milwaukee Brewers?
He did not play any major league games for the Milwaukee Brewers. No.
I love how sometimes Cody's questions are like about he was just asking if it was Carlos Gomez without asking if it was Carlos Gomez, right?
Basically, yeah.
I was asking if it was Carlos Gomez.
Okay,
It's
so
like
we
Cody's
got
just like throwing out because he would have had to ask a second question after.
Peter with the 10th question. What do you got, Peter?
okay. So we got a. Let me just recap. We've got a right-handed Gardenhire era, not necessarily slap hitter, but not a home run hitter. Gosh, oh my goodness. Was he good at defense, or was he good at defense?
He was solid enough.
But not known for his defense. Okay.
Not
Okay,
a defensive
okay.
specialist, but could hold his own for the most
Was it
part.
Shannon Stewart?
It is not Shannon Stewart. Good guess.
Okay.
Did they play at Target Field?
They I'm not sure
As
if
the
they
home
did.
player.
As a home player, no, they did not. That was your 12th question, by the way.
Did they win a batting title?
They did not win a batting title, no.
Okay, so right-handed outfielder. Sorry, did we say that his career started before the year 2000?
No,
That was one of the.
after. Yep, we asked that already.
Or sorry, after the year 2000. Okay, so it's not Matt Lawton, not Mike Ryan, not Mike Restovich, not Delman Young. Cody, do you have a question?
Yeah, I definitely do.
I can give you a clue. How about that? After the Twins, he made an appearance with the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, is that who I was thinking then?
So it's still not Delman Young.
Can I steal one? I'll steal one last question, and then you guys can take over. Did he play in game 163?
Ooh, good question. He did not play in game 163.
Oh man, a right-handed out. The Twins did not have many right-handed outfielders in the Metrodome era. And when they made like weird in-season trades, it was generally for infielders. I feel like this is somebody obscure because it's not Michael Kadire because he was exclusively an outfielder.
That was the batting title question for me.
I will say you could consider him like a fan favorite or maybe like a cult favorite a little bit. Need another clue?
This
Maybe
wasn't Torrey Hunter, right?
it's not Torrey Hunter. Nope.
Greg.
Okay. Yeah.
How about this? I'll give you another hint. He played in the Independent Baseball League.
Oh, Lou Ford.
Oh my gosh, this is Lou Ford.
I'm literally about to ask Lou Ford.
Lou Ford. It was sweet Lou Ford. I think this might be the
I
first.
forgot that dude.
This might be the first time you guys have not been able to get one of my Name That Twin 20 questions. This is Stump the Lou, and nobody could stump the Lou.
That's super embarrassing because, like, who doesn't remember Lou Ford?
He wasn't like a super deep pull. Like I don't know. I would consider this maybe a 30 or a 40 on the scouting scale for I don't know.
300 that one year. He was an opening day DH.
Okay, get this. In 2004, he had 4.5 wins above replacement. Like, he had a very good year.
Get out of here.
Had a fantastic year.
He had, like,
I'll always remember
what's he
him.
400 for 2 months.
What's he up to? Can we put him in place of Ryan Kreidler?
He was playing in for the Long Island Ducks. He was a player manager up until 2023. I think he still manages, but he no longer plays.
Wow.
But isn't that wild? He was still playing as of 3 years ago. And he is, let me check his age. I want to say he's like 47. He's 49. He played till he was 46, and he was a player manager. That is fun. I would love to see
The
a
Orioles should have given that away. I'm so frustrated that we didn't get that.
Washed. You guys might be cooked.
Okay, Lou. How about a 20 questions for Lou?
No. Unfortunately, we are out of time. You're.
Oh yeah, sure. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Of course, talking a lot of crap.
Yeah.
But last time you played 20 questions, you gave up 10 questions in.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at this.
Because you couldn't remember Shane Robinson.
Sugar Shane Robinson. Yeah, how could I forget? Sugar Shane.
Can I get a free plug-in before we sign off?
Absolutely. What do you got?
Just to say, I was very honored. I was asked to write the Minnesota Twins essay for the Baseball Prospectus Annual, which is on sale. Baseball Prospectus, support independent media. They do great works, just like we do at Twins Daily and Diamond Citric. But it's a great collection, and I was really happy to write mostly. I wrote about the 50-50. Oh, I'm sorry, not the split the pot raffle at Target Field, which is not a 50-50 raffle, and how we can really understand the choices that have been made in this season. It was all written before the Tom Pohlad takeover, unfortunately. Ooh. So it's a slightly out of date, but I think it covers the 2025 season pretty well.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to read that. That'll be cool. So everybody, please tune in for that. Cody, Greg, anything you guys want to say?
I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't mean to call you a Western chauvinist. I feel bad now. Is there anything I can do to make you feel not mad?
Do you think that I feel bad? But
yeah,
you've got to say a lot worse. Like I said, I had my life threatened last week playing pickup basketball for the 26th time in my life. I'm still riding that high. I will not be scared off by somebody who's calling me a Western chauvinist. I was called a dirty player and told to meet him in the parking lot after the game, and that I wouldn't be smiling then. I am not afraid of being called a Western chauvinist by the likes of you, comrade Cody.
But Greg, I'm a snowflake, and I want you to still like me. So that's
good. I think you two should meet. You two should meet in the parking lot after the show here. But everybody, thank you so much for joining and hopefully listening to this tomorrow.
Station for Cody. He doesn't believe in parking lots.
Yeah, exactly. Comrade Cody. Peter, thank you so much for joining us. Greg, Cody, great job as always. We will be with you probably next week with what, guys? Probably our last episode before the regular season starts. We'll have to do some sort of a preview
just
show
from the opening day party.
Yes, and everybody, please come to the Twins Daily Opening Day Party, which will be next Thursday, right? Thursday at Black Stag Brewing. Please join Twins Daily and the crew. I'll be there. Come find me. You can give Bonus's head a nice little rub for some good luck. We'll be there rubbing elbows with everybody. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining us, and stay sweet.